Hey everyone, today my speech is going to be about fiber versus copper and the means of how it gets sent out to you guys, or the faster it gets to your house. Um, when it comes to using fiber, it can be cost effective, it can cost a lot more, but it's the same way with copper. Copper, your speeds get limited. The fastest that you can go with copper is 100 megabytes a second. Now, for those that don't know what 100 megabytes a second is, there's 1,000 kilobytes into 1 megabyte, 1,000 megabytes into 1 gigabyte. Gigabytes as fast as you can go as of right now, and fiber delivers that. You can get, I got a fiber hookup coming to my new house. I think it's 10 gigs a second. So for you video gamers, when you have to do an update or or download your video game from your server or whatever, it's 10, 50, 100 gigs. With that fiber for a 10 gig update, I'm doing 10 seconds and I'm back to playing. For you guys that don't play the video games, when it comes to your speeds, it has to do with Facebook, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, anything network related. The faster your speeds, the better, the faster you get it. With your copper, when that copper comes in, that copper can run for many miles to get from the central office to a demarc, from that demarc or a central office out to you. You're going 25, 30 miles, and they're pushing that all with repeaters, and they're charging you for all the equipment that's being used, plus the router that they're going to give you, unless you have your own router. The best router out on the market right now is a DOCSIS 3.0. It does the fiber, converts it into your copper, straight into your house for a total of 50 foot, straight into your router, and you're getting 10 gigs a second. The reason why I'm telling you that fiber is better than copper is because, one, you have a single mode fiber, and with that single mode fiber, it's dedicated only to you. Now, if you have a multi-mode, that one strand is still dedicated to you, but now they're feeding 25, 50, 100 users in that area, and that saves you more money because you're not the only one that has to pay for that. So it's better, it's faster, it's more secure. With copper, if I find a demarc location, I can go in and tap into your internet, put a splitter on there, and I'm getting internet that you're paying for. Now, I don't have to pay a dime for it, but I'm still getting the same speeds as you. But if I'm closer to that central office, you're getting less speeds than what you're paying for while I'm reaping the benefits. Fiber, when you go fiber, you can't split it without having the necessary equipment, and for that equipment, that becomes very expensive because you have to know what strand goes where, you have to know color code, you have to know every piece to put two fibers together to fuse it into one, and still have that other fiber being spliced in so that the other person is still getting it. Fiber is now cheaper, it's now faster, it's more reliable. It can be buried, it can be aerial. I mean, same thing that copper can do, it can do. But the one thing, and I can't stress it enough, is the speeds and the security. With the speeds and the security, nothing is going to interrupt that, unless, again, they have the equipment to do so. When they come and they lay the foundation and they roll out this big spool of fiber, it's armored, one strand, which is your single strand, 25 multi-pair, or 100 pairs, still multi-pair. It goes to you alone. If you go into an apartment complex, for example, it's cheaper to bring in fiber, drop that off to all the users that are in there, and everybody is still getting their speeds, getting what they paid for, and it's cheaper instead of having to do copper, and then you got to get your splitters, and then you got to get your repeaters to push the signal out. Your fiber is a direct connect. To me, it's the best. To people that play video games, they're going to tell you it's the best. It's so much faster compared to 100 megabytes or 100,000. Sorry, 100 megabytes. Yeah, 100,000 megabytes equal, or damn it, 100 megabyte, 1,000 megabytes equals 1 gig. So to get 1 gig, you have to have 1,000 megabytes. That's 10 times the speed. It's faster. It's more reliable. It's kind of like that Verizon network or that Sprint network, whichever one you believe is the best, or which one's updating this and furthering this expansion on their antennas. That's how you look at your fiber and your copper, but you also have to look at who's giving you that. Are they going to restrict you at the same time? Like I moved out to Washington State. They have Comcast, CenturyLink, and there's one other one that I'm not real familiar with, but they have three companies that'll provide fiber. In Ohio, or in Lima, we have Spectrum, and that's copper. And we all see how their copper runs. They came through, bought out Time Warner. They reduced your speeds, but upped their prices. Fiber, they could have kept or upped your speeds and reduced your prices. Fiber is the way to go. It's been proven time and time again. Holland came through and took out all their existing copper because fiber was better, and their government actually installed fiber from every house back to the central office because it was faster, more reliable. Their internet is more secure. So with that being said, if the overseas countries are seeing it and doing it, and it's so much better off going that route, why wouldn't you, to ditch your copper that you're paying more for, up your speeds and pay less for your fiber? Thank you.